From News Talk 580 KMJ, you are listening to Fresno's Morning News, featuring Central California's #1 morning team, Blake Taylor and Ray Appleton, plus traffic and weather on the fives from Christina Musan and meteorologist Doug Collins.
8:49 at KMJ. At the moment, we are going to chat exclusively with Congressman Jeff Denham, who's working to kill the funding for the Bullet Train project. Jeff, good morning. Welcome. How you been?
Good, very good. Good morning.
Listen, a lot of people are dead set against this. You're doing something about it. You have added an amendment to well, I'll let you explain it. What have you done here, Jeff?
Well, I mean, it's a very simple amendment. I just put across that, highway funds should go to highways. I don't want to see Jerry Brown or the state legislature or anybody else take highway dollars out of our highway account and then transfer it to high-speed rail. So we kept a very simple amendment. I'm actually surprised that it went down on it passed with a partisan vote. I would think that Democrats would not want their highway funding to go to high-speed rail either. I mean, if the president wants this at any cost, if Jerry Brown wants it at any cost, then find the money somewhere else, but don't take it away from our highways. Those are shovel-ready projects that have to get done today.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is the a particular. Let me explain it this way. You've added this amendment to what particular piece of I keep losing my train of thought here.
I'm on the Transportation Committee, and we just passed out the highway bill.
That's what it is. That's what I keep spacing on. It's the highway bill that is used for the infrastructure in this country, for the highways and the byways and all of that. And what they've done is they have included high-speed rail within that highway bill, correct?
Correct.
And you've moved to get it out of there.
Absolutely.
Because it doesn't make any sense to be in there when this is particularly earmarked for highways and infrastructure and not much more.
Absolutely. I mean, we passed a bill that is focused on highway-specific, on a competitive process, no earmarks, and this was very simply saying, hey, no earmarks for high-speed rail either. We've only got $52 billion a year, which is actually more money for California than we've had in the past. But our infrastructure's falling apart, too. I mean, look at Highway 99. Look at our overpasses. Look at some of the bridges that we have that are falling apart. We've got to, put, our money where our goods movement's going to be.
Now, with this money in there, the high-speed rail money in this particular bill, does that detract, does that pull away from that money that's earmarked for our highways?
Well, the amendment that I passed will stick with the highway bill unless they're able to pull that out at some point. And so right now there will be absolutely no money from the highway bill going to the high-speed rail. That's the way we wanted it to pass. We're glad we got it out of committee. We think we're going to get it off the floor with no problem with that. But again, we're going to have great debate when it comes to the floor. I mean, there are those that want high-speed rail at any cost, even if it takes 100% of our highway dollars, and over the next 5 years we spend nothing on highways. They'd rather transfer all of that to high-speed rail because no matter what it costs, they're set to get it done.
When is it going to the floor?
It will be should be on the floor first part of next week.
And we're still looking at just under $100 billion or so for the high-speed rail project, right?
Absolutely. And my point to the committee was if everybody across the nation wanted to give up their highway dollars for the next 2 years, that's what it would take to get California high-speed rail done. And I can tell you members from across the nation are not willing to say stop all highway construction across the nation so that California can get a new train.
Now, if this makes it out of the House intact with your amendment on it, does it still have to go through the Senate?
It will certainly have a conference committee between the two houses. I mean, the Senate is not going along with how we're paying for this bill. I mean, we've got new revenues coming from oil and gas. That's how we're able to get this at current funding levels, the $52 billion a year for highway funding. So, yeah, we're going to have a battle because the other side wants to raise taxes to pay for highways. We want to do it through current revenues of oil and gas.
Yeah, it's going to get rather interesting, isn't it?
It will, but I mean, there ought to be one thing that we all agree on is that highway dollars go to highways. Don't take all of our money and put it on high-speed rail, which has no plan, is spending money lavishly. I still am going to fight to get the $3.6 billion or what's left of the $3.6 billion back from high-speed rail, because they have no plan. But short of that, we certainly ought to agree that highway bills go to highway projects. We have to have that done.
Gotcha. All right, Jeff, thanks for joining us. We'll follow this one right through and see what happens.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right, take care. Congressman Jeff Denham on KMJ and his amendment, and we'll see what kind of fate that has or doesn't have as it moves along here. 8:54 at KMJ. Let's get to the Market Watch.